On ESPN 106.3.
Time now for a PNC pause. PNC Bank is committed to helping the customers and the communities they serve move forward financially. See how they can make a difference for you at pnc.com.
Improve your golf game fast at the all-new Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center has the facilities, tools, and coaching you need. Enjoy the best facilities in the area with an expansive chipping and putting area, practice bunkers, a huge putting green, plus a 2,000 square foot indoor training area with 3 hitting bays, cutting-edge analysis technology, and more. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center in the heart of Palm Beach County off I-95 and the Turnpike. Find out more at kaisergolfcenter.com.
Hi, this is Scott Smith with Smith Ball Baez and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. We are a Florida civil trial law firm that specializes in the areas of personal injury and wrongful death. Our offices are located in Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie. Our lawyers have litigated thousands of matters at the Palm Beach, Martin, St. Lucie, and Indian River County courthouses. Our lawyers, paralegals, and other numerous members of our legal team live in Palm Beach County and Treasure Coast cities and towns such as West Palm Beach, Port St. Lucie, Lake Worth, Palm Beach Gardens, Palm City, Jupiter, and others just like you and your families. We are a statewide recognized law firm, but it is your community and your families that we live and associate with on a daily basis. Our most satisfying achievement is when we know that our legal power has helped a fellow member of our Palm Beach County and Treasure Coast community secure a fair and just huge result. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith Ball Baez and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball Baez and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Good Greek moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
Your home for the Miami Heat in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast is ESPN 106.3.
It's your boy JC, Philadelphia Eagles fans. You got bigger problems than just players with a poor choice of words. We explain on today's brand new Questionable Call with Josh Cohen. Subscribe now on YouTube. Questionable Call with Josh Cohen. Brand new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, only on YouTube.
Now, it's time for a little R&R.
All into the bucket, lays it up and in.
Ball game, Rizzo.
Live in the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, this is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
This team is going to be tough when they finally get it together.
Sit back and relax. Let Russo and Rizzo take you home.
Oh, mercy! Light him up, Collins!
Good afternoon. It's a Wednesday edition of Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. Hope everybody's having a terrific day. We know what we are, in downtown West Palm Beach at the City Place Studios. My name is Colin Russo. Joined alongside me, Mike Rizzo, with Christian Katz behind the glass. As always, midweek edition. We got a packed NFL football slate. You got no college football. We got Army-Navy coming up this weekend. Of course, you were in the thick of MLB winter meetings, so a bunch of free agency moves are dialing, and basically the AL East and everybody else making moves. We'll get into that. And, of course, a little bit of what the playoff implications are this weekend and what the award races really stand at. Got a packed program for you, a little better than yesterday, how we're going to improve our lives. Should be a fun one. Mike, how you doing today? Everything good?
Good, partner. Went to Lake Worth, Hurricane Grill. We're going to be there tomorrow. We're going to be on remote. So we're looking forward to that, to being in Lake Worth at Hurricane Grill. So make sure you all come on and see us tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of fun. And busy day, partner. Busy day, but ready to talk some sports, man. Ready to talk some Yankees, some Juan Soto. They missed out on Juan Soto, huh?
Well,
Yankee fan are in disaster over here.
They haven't missed a beat in terms of getting involved quickly. And, of course, news broke yesterday in the evening that Max Fried, the free agent left-hander from the Atlanta Braves, will be making his way to New York on an eight-year deal worth about $218 million with the New York Yankees. It's just step one in, rebuilding that Yankee rotation and rebuilding this lineup and making sure that they could replace some of the production left by Soto, but also that they're still well in the mix of the AL contention. Kyle Tucker has been floated as a trade candidate for both the Cubs, the Yankees, and a slew of other teams. Waiting to hear from Alex Bregman. Maybe he'll be a Yankee. There's a ton to happen still to go. Christian Walker has been floated to the Yankees. But I guess the question really lies in, all right, step one is done. They got a big arm in Max Fried, so they got a little bit of leniency in terms of how they're going to handle the rotation, whether they want to trade somebody like Luis Gil, whatever that may be. Where do the Yankees even start from a hitting perspective in terms of replacing something like Soto? Or is it more important not to replace Soto, but, as the Moneyball way of saying it, replace him in the aggregate? You want to be a better team elsewhere, and that will replace, I guess, the impact on winning that Soto has left. Is it more of, all right, let's revamp and try something different? Or is this, all right, Soto's OBP is this, he has this, he bats in this many runs, and he's this impactful in the lineup, we need to replace those numbers. Where do the Yankees really lie in replacing that?
Well, now they have no choice but to do the latter, what you were talking about, of finding a population of players to try to replace what he does. But, Colin, I said it before free agency, and I'm going to say it now. You can't replace Soto. The Yankees needed to replace Soto, in my opinion, to stay on the level of the Dodgers, to stay on the level of being the best team in the AL. I think all these AL teams found out that, hey, the league kind of stunk last year. If we
the
make
AL
a couple,
stunk, yeah.
The league in general kind of stunk last year. If we're able to make a couple of moves this offseason, we're going to position ourselves pretty good. And that was with the Yankees having Soto. I thought the Yankees, and I know nonetheless, I thought the Guardians had a chance to beat the Yankees, and obviously it turns out we had no chance at all. But the Yankees played with their dinner a little bit in a couple of those games against the Guardians, and that was with Juan Soto.
Yeah, it wasn't the greatest Yankee team of all time.
No.
I don't think that goes without saying. It wasn't the greatest AL of all time, but you're right.
But,
I think the idea that the AL is attainable is apparent amongst the other AL teams. Of course, the Red Sox being one of them and getting Garrett Crochet from the Chicago White Sox today for a big package of prospects. Other teams are going to be well in the mix for these big-time players now that Soto is shipped off. That market is set. But now the eyes sort of lie on what the Rangers are doing, what the Astros are doing, what are the Blue Jays going to do, the Red Sox, and now the Yankees. So in terms of so you're saying they can't replace him.
Yeah, so let me.
What do you do instead?
You have no choice but to do what you talked about, the aggregate, the population, the signing a bunch of guys and trying to replace what he gave you. He is unbelievable, Colin. He is one of one at the plate right now. I think, Shohei Ohtani, Freddie Freeman. By the way, they play on the same team, which is kind of cheating. But though outside of those guys, he does stuff at the plate that no one can do in the MLB. There is no replacing Soto. So you have to do it.
Well, you got to do it. You got to do it by Village. Yeah.
You have to. You have no choice now. Do I think that they're going to be able to replace what he gave? Personally, I don't think so. But this is a team game. Maybe the exit, or rather non-re-signing of Soto, turns the Yankees into a collective that's going to benefit them. I just don't see how you don't bring back Juan Soto and are a better team. That's my 2 cents on the whole situation.
Well, I guess all the chips lie in Brian Cashman, the New York Yankee general manager's hands right now, as he has to prove to the Yankee fan, to the AL East, and most importantly to the MLB, that not only are they not going anywhere, I'm not saying they're not going to, this is not going to be a 70-win team, but in being top of the food chain in the AL, he needs to prove to the fans that, all right, we didn't get Soto. We kind of got outbid, which is crazy considering it's the New York Yankees.
Right.
We got outbid. Now we have to convince every other fan that, all right, this is what we're going to do instead. We're going to invest here. And they showed that to a degree with Max Fried and going to get him because he's a big arm, probably the biggest lefty arm on the market. But you got Fried. All right, now what? Now you're going to go get Verdugo? Where are you going to do with the lineup? And so there's a lot of questions there on whether they bring in a bunch of old guys like Bregman, like the Christian Walker, who's not young. Is that the Yankees we're going to see? The Anthony Rizzos of the world that are aging but capable, experienced players? Or is this going to be where they hitch their wagon to some of the young guys and see what they could offer. I'm curious to see. It's going to be a very interesting next 3-4 days as free agency really ramps up, because the Red Sox are going to be just as much in the mix for a lot of these players, because the Red Sox are a bit playing 2 steps behind. And they, I guess, established a little bit of a foothold in this free agency frenzy by getting Crochet today, which I give them credit for.
And the Red Sox are younger, and they probably have the better younger prospects that are up in the MLB. Colin, I think the Yankees, you mentioned Kyle Tucker. A way that they can get back to kind of SOTO relevance, I think, is via trade. Kyle Tucker is one of the best outfielders in Major League Baseball. If they're able to secure Kyle Tucker, I think that'll answer some things in right field. But conversations you and I have had in the past, they need a whole slew of things. SOTO was step 1 into becoming a better baseball team, and they already struck out on that. They could probably, Kyle, go through the positions again. You said it the other day, center fielder, right fielder,
well, they're probably
going to
move Judge. Yeah, I assume they're going to want to move Judge out of center into right. And then if they get somebody like Tucker, you could stick him in left, and then the infield is a complete disaster.
Second baseman is big because you're not bringing back Torres. If I had to hear, and honestly, thank God, because if I had to hear one more Yankee fan complain about Gleyber Torres, it was going to be enough to drive me insane. But you need a lot more than just Juan Soto, and you struck out already. And it is crazy. You are right. It is crazy that the Yankees got outbid with the payroll they have and the blank checks that Cashman gets in his offices. So I think they've already failed. And I kind of scratched my head to you yesterday. It happened at the end of our show, Kyle, when Fried went to the Yankees. 8 years? Like, I can maybe even argue he's going to be good for 3 years.
He's 30 years old. He's going to be 31 on opening day.
8 years is insanity to give a 31-year-old. He's going to be 40 years old almost when that contract is up. That contract, in my opinion, seemed desperate. And
well, the one thing is he's a non-negotiable. If you're the Yankees, you needed to get him. And the years, you deal with it. It's an expensive-ish contract, but you needed to make that move. And the ball was completely in his court in terms of how much he wanted to drive that price up and the amount of years. He wanted stability. The Yankees matched it because they don't really have the luxury of picking and choosing when to give this guy this stability or that guy that stability. Fried was the right move. It's going to benefit them in the long run, but they need to make probably 3 more moves for experienced bats in that lineup. So I'm very curious on where that is and whether that's a Christian Walker and stick him at first, or if they're going to break the bank, send a bunch of prospects and send the house for the Astros for Kyle Tucker, and then you're going to have to sign him to a big contract as well. Where does that lie? I don't really know, but if it was me, I would try to build him in the aggregate as much as I possibly can.
I don't think you could do that with these free agents that are on the market. We went through the free agent lists. And
you can make it work. It's just one guy. Soto hits 3 times a game. Yeah, he's an elite bat, but it's not like they lost 4 guys that are a crucial piece of that offensive production. It's one guy. So
that one guy really good.
Totally. But Christian Walker, he knocks in 30 runs. You know, Bellinger had a great year. If you get him, you could bring in somebody then. You got to take hopefully another step out of somebody like Volpe or Dominguez. I'm very curious on I guess the Yankees' perspective here, because they're going to have better arms with Fried, and it's a matter of who's going to step up. You don't have the 1-2 pop at the front of the lineup with Soto and Judge.
I'm going to play devil's advocate even more. Like, is DJ LeMahieu going to be able to stay healthy?
Oh.
Is Giancarlo Stanton, Colin, going to be able to stay healthy? I understand, and I learned the hard way.
He's a get to the postseason player, and then unleash him.
I learned the hard way that he is a postseason hero. But at the same time, you're going to need something for the 162 games that you have to play during the regular season. So I could argue that those are some things that the Yankees might have to address coming up in the offseason too. LeMahieu, by the way, starting third baseman on the Yankees 2 deep right now.
Yeah, I would say go get Tucker if you can, but you're going to have to give up probably some bigger prospects, whether that be Spencer Jones or Dominguez.
And can I ask you something? Why are the Astros just getting rid of Kyle Tucker?
It's a contract year. They don't want to pay him. It's a contract. I just don't think they want to give him a 12-year contract.
And then listen, all of them are cheaters. You know, I can't stand the Astros, but they're great players, and it's head scratching to me that a team who lost in the playoffs in the first round that probably had revenge on their mind going into this year are going to get rid of two of their best players, in Bregman and Tucker.
Yeah, but if there's a team that's trending downward based on what we've seen, the Astros are near the top of the list. They're trying to reload here.
Yeah.
And if they're going to have their Altuves and some of their cornerstones, but if Bregman's walking, Tucker's a big-time piece. I know they
Tucker's
got Yordy
youngish,
there.
right?
Yeah, I think he's 29 or 30.
I'll double check.
And but you could have an opportunity there to get a haul for a big-time player there instead of paying him.
It's crazy to me that the Astros, the Yankees have accused, and obviously they were cheaters, but have been crying the cheating card for years, or would do business with the Yankees. 27, by the way, Kyle Tucker.
27, so he's younger than I thought.
27 years old, 290 hitter, 23 homers last year, and 49 RBIs. He was hurt for a lot of the year, too.
He's a great all-around player. Is it worth the haul? Is it worth the haul? You're not going to give Soto the $800 million. Do you want to give Tucker the $450?
Best guess, Colin, are the Yankees going to be better than last year's Yankees? I say no. Without Juan Soto and without that top
I can't. I don't know
bat,
what they've done in the free agency. I got to see that.
And I think with unless they go out and make a blockbusting trade, I don't think anything in that free agent market is going to be able to fix not bringing back Soto. It's my 2 cents on the situation.
I think they could put together 3-4 guys that will replicate and provide a little bit more stability front to back in that lineup. I'm just curious to see how they're doing.
And I go back to they were supposed to re-sign Soto and then work their way from there. They failed objective A.
So that's objective A. So objective B is, all right, now we got to prove to the fan, the Christian Cats of the world, so-called, that we need to apply a lot of resources into replacing this type of production. Our producer, Christian Cat, is the Yankee fan of the bunch. And Christian Cat, they did not get Soto, but they got Max Fried. Now the Yankees are in a position where the general manager and ownership need to prove to certain fans like yourself that they are still in the mix. They need to get enough in the lineup to give that fan base confidence that they can come out next year and, I guess, improve. What would be your 2 cents on that?
No one else had said this, and I think it's a misjustice in the baseball media that I'm the first one to come up with this because I'm not very smart, but it's clear and obvious in front of me. Who is one of the best players in baseball in the last 20 years, who's from New Jersey, who is now considered a bargain for the 12-year contract that he was signed to the Angels? That is Mike Trout. The Yankees should find a way to trade for Mike Trout.
But he can't stay healthy. You already have LeMahieu and then Stanton.
There's a whole bunch of logistical issues before we even get to him being in the pinstripes. What type of haul are you going to put together to go get Trout?
I don't know. I'm sure the Angels would love to get
You're
off
gonna have
that
to
money.
give
Volpe. They'd want Volpe. They'd want your top
Angels,
prospects.
Here's the reason.
Dominguez, goodbye. Thank you.
Dominguez is not going to cut it. You're going to need Dominguez and two rotation starters.
Dominguez is being paid peanuts, and you have control of him for a while.
But
so.
I understand that. But like the Angels also signed. I am surprised by this. It would make sense. But another aging, unhealthy outfielder who is a great player, who doesn't have a whole lot of postseason experience, that you were going to need to sell the farm and then some for?
I think
that's your big plan.
This is the lowest Mike Trout stock is going to be in the past 5 years and the next 5 years.
I really like Trout.
Because we forget how good he is.
No, I don't. I don't forget how good he is. I play fantasy baseball. The guy is unreal, but he plays 60 games. Every single year I have to tell myself, no, Mike, you can't take Mike Trout. He's not going to play for 80% of the year. Like Christian, it'd be honest to God, you know how much I can't stand the Yankees. Be pretty cool to see him in pinstripes.
So
I can't lie.
The X's and O's and the logistical,
but it won't happen.
The actual lineup construction, all that. Okay, I'll put that to the side. Obviously, you want Mike Trout in your lineup. Hopefully, he stays healthy. But the Yankees find themselves at a crossroads where they got little brothered in their own city.
They did.
How do you match a outbidding of Juan Soto to the Mets? Oh, you go out to who was at one point going to be considered on the trajectory for the greatest baseball player of all time. You get Mike Trout in pinstripes. That's how you make a statement within your city.
Colin, can I give you another superstar I'd go for? A younger, because Trout not necessarily young. I'm going to give you a superstar that I think they should go after, and that is Yordan Alvarez. He's a left-handed hitter.
They're not going to trade him, though.
He's a bomber. All right, and it sounds like the Astros are fire sailing if they're getting rid of.
He is signed to a contract that he is stable.
They're fire sailing.
Kyle Tucker is not, which is why they're doing that. It's not fire sale, But I understand the point. You guys are highballing this. I'm just trying to offer some perspective in terms of this might not work.
The realistic perspective is that the Yankees are going to get that Walker guy, and who could only, hit righties? We tried doing this the other day. Yeah, he could hit righties, and Yankee fan is going to go absolutely ballistic when they roll into opening day with a no-name at second base, Walker at first base, and Aaron Judge holding down, the superstar stardom.
The Angels already lost one of the 2 generational talents they had in their organization for nothing. They lost Shohei Ohtani. I know the contract was vastly different in that moment when they decided not to deal Shohei away in instead an attempt to make a push to the playoffs, which they came very short of doing that. They don't want to see that happen again. They don't want to waste this guy again. They can build an organization around the acquisitions of the tools you get for Mike Trout.
Now, CKED, I disagree. Like I said, I disagree with you with the player, but I agree with you that it is going to have to take a trade to get Yankee fans back in the saddle for this upcoming season. Colin, how much is it on Cashman that they weren't able to work out a deal? Or do you think this came from up top?
It's a Steinbrenner number, and I can't blame Steinbrenner for offering $760 million. It sounded like the Yankees were in the driver's seat up until that Sunday in which he signed, so I can't blame the Yankees.
I think it's the first time in a long time where the Yankees got beat on a free agent acquisition where Yankees fans have admitted that they're blaming Soto and not the team itself.
Yes, 100%. And I think that is the perspective after not acquiring or signing somebody like Soto. Now, the thing about Trout is, $400 million on the books, and you'd probably have to take $300 of that. You're going to have to put up a historic haul because of the control. And not only on top of that, you're going to have to take the $300 million that he comes with. So you're not only paying $300 million for an aging, injury-prone outfielder who's a great player, you're also trading the farm, then some, and probably multiple starters for a team that already isn't deep for Mike Trout.
I saw a Yankees team.
There's going to be Trout, Stanton, and Judge in that outfield.
Last year's Yankees were good enough to win a World Series. They didn't do it. Baseball's a game with high variance. They didn't do it. You can't break it down. You have to replace, and the reason that they were that close.
And they never have.
The reason they were that close to winning a World Series was Juan Soto. So you got to put the foot back on the gas pedal, and you've got to add to that lineup, if not keep it the same level.
Trout played 29 games last year. That was his career low.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's probably not going to happen this year.
They just made a big-time haul. Michael King and Higashioka, whatever, all to the Padres for that Juan Soto rental. And now they're going to do it again 2 years later. I wouldn't say it backfired, but now 2 years later, they're going to do it again?
I wouldn't say it backfired.
I think it
did not backfire.
Let me defend
They're
myself.
happy they got some.
Let me defend myself. It backfired because they didn't win a championship, and they weren't able to re-sign him. No?
Maybe.
Am I crazy for
maybe
that,
other
guys?
Yankees fans
They'd make that trade again.
Otherwise.
They would make that trade again.
I just
for
think
Michael King and Higashioka, they'd make that trade again.
I think making the World Series is an accomplishment of its own, no matter what organization you are. Unless you're the Dodgers right now, I think that is just an accomplishment. Of course, you want the title. But, again, it's not a simple rental anymore. Now you have all those years of control with Mike Trout, and I think your argument is more likely to what makes this not happen is the Angels not able to do it. The Angels not wanting to get rid of Mike Trout, not the Yankees not willing to give it up.
He's a big focal point of that. He's the focal point of that entire franchise. It's a bad franchise, I understand, but they have a secret amount of money, a sneaky amount of money. My perspective is that the Yankees are going to have to give up entirely too much for somebody like that, and it's almost like, the juice isn't worth the squeeze, and not for Mike Trout. And you want to go somebody that's maybe a little bit more reliable. Crazy to say that Mike Trout is not reliable, but he is not reliable. And it's not because of his ability on the field, it's his ability to get onto the field. So if off of that, there's your player argument. And then that's not even considering the management argument where you'd have to give up a whole bunch and you're still taking on hundreds of millions of dollars in contracts.
The money's not a problem.
And the
money's not a problem. But you didn't eat
$35 a year. That's not a problem.
And the risk.
But he's got like another 10 years on the books.
That's okay.
And hang on. And the risk of him, guys, the biggest part, the risk of him playing 20 games.
Yeah.
Right. That could happen to anybody. The Yankees.
Dude, it happens to him a lot, though, man. Like, I did. Listen, I told you I'm a big Mike Trout guy, but
hold on. There's another outfielder that's available and younger, and that you're going to be able to set to your own contract and own terms, who's more steadily available on the Astros. That's on the trade block.
More proof in the pudding. Mike Trout, since 2021, 36 games, 119, 82, 29. I don't know, C-Cat. I can't trust. I can't trust it. And as Colin has alluded, this is year 14, partner.
I appreciate you shooting for the stars on this.
I do too. Honestly, fair play to you.
Go get Tucker. If you want to do that, go get Tucker.
Yeah.
And I think it's a question of if they're going to go make a blockbuster trade. There is one circled, and it is Kyle Tucker.
Yeah, Tucker's 27. 6 years younger than Mike Trout. Good glove. Probably not the glove that Trout was in his prime, but good glove and a 25. Damn near 300 hitter.
Now, remember this conversation when Mike Trout wants out and wants to go to contender, because the money's great and living in LA is great, but it can only go so far as a
that's
competitor.
the knock on Trout, right? Is that he doesn't have a competitive. This is not my words. That he doesn't have a competitive bone in his body, and he's just going to rot out that contract in LA and
for only so
be
long.
okay with it.
I feel like eventually you get sick and
he's
tired
been
of
doing
watching
it for
other teams.
13 years, C-Cat. He's been doing it. 13 years.
I don't think saying he doesn't have a competitive bone in his body is fair, but I think the fact that...
Not my words.
Whose words are these?
Not my words.
If they're not yours, why are you saying them?
Kyle, not my words.
Right.
Not my words.
Right, okay. So, but with Mike Trout, yeah, signed a bad contract with a bad franchise, and now he's a little bit stuck. But, you kind of make the bed you sleep in. And he's the forgotten superstar. That's what he is.
He's had one postseason. It was 2014.
And he was terrible.
Played 3 games, 1 hit in 12 at-bats.
He was terrible.
The 1 hit was a home run, but 1 for 12?
We're not going to consider that accurate sample size. You can't just say anything about Mike Trout's playoff performance.
You mean his .083?
Right, I agree with the point that
12
his
at-bats?
playoff performance is no reason you don't go after him. The reason you don't go after him is because of his health, his age, the price, not only for the contract, but for the longevity of it and for the haul that you were going to have to give to the Angels are not going to take Dominguez and, the 26th ranked prospect. They're going to take 2 rotation starters and 2 other position starters for Mike Trout. That's what that will be.
I was just nonetheless pointing out he played in 1 postseason, and I don't think it's high on his, totem pole of wanting to play.
That's why it's hard to grade him in the scale of being an all-time great. Is he hasn't played a meaningful game in 10 years. And you want to count that World Baseball Classic final? Please be my guest.
And then they lost. Those chokers, they lost.
Be my guest. But he hasn't played in a big game in his entire career.
Yeah, and then quickly, Kyle, the reason I bring up 14 as well is because if it was high on his totem pole to play in the playoffs, he would have left a long time ago. That was a decade ago.
He signed. They lost Otani. It's a little different, but I understand.
Just wait. He wanted to be a Yankee, man. He grew up as a Yankee fan. When he was a child, look backwards to look forward, Michael.
Fair enough. Fair play to you.
All right.
Not you, Michael. I'm talking to Michael Trout.
Go get Tucker. I'm with Colin on that. Go get the realistic option.
Yeah, I don't know. That's you're shooting for the stars, no problem. But there's a reason you don't run a franchise. That's Christian Cat. That's Mike Rizzo. Colin Russo here with Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. We continue onward. 888-760-3776. The number to get into the program, 888-760-3776. What do the Yankees do to replace Juan Soto? We're taking calls 888-760-3776. Joe Burrow's house got broken into. Did you see this?
Dude, that syndicate's back, C-Cat.
They are back.
They're back.
And it was a swimsuit model that broke the story. So there's a whole thing there.
Quickly, I think it's because he was talking about getting did you see he's getting a Batmobile? It's because he was flaunting around that he was getting a Batmobile. The syndicate took notice.
See, I didn't think Joe Burrow was rich until he talked about that. That's the joke.
You didn't think he was...
That's a joke that, the crime syndicate didn't say, wait a second, Joe Burrow is
they
going to get a Batmobile?
They didn't figure out that he was
didn't
rich.
figure it out.
It wasn't the $50 million year contract?
Correct. It was because of the Batmobile.
Yeah.
The Bat.
It's turning into a major problem for these pro sports athletes, that the fact that these guys are waiting till they leave town to go break in.
If a syndicate is planning on breaking into my apartment, for God's sakes, just leave me my Nintendo Switch. You could take everything else. Just leave my Nintendo Switch.
I don't know. It's kind of a lesson to be learned. Like, money can't buy security in the fact that you're safe, right? They can buy actual literal security, and Joe Burrow will have enhanced security nowadays. But that's kind of scary. A home invasion kind of humbles us all. We're all the same person.
That's why I said if just leave my Switch, all right?
UNC and Bill Belichick are nearing finalized talks, according to NFL sources such as Adam Schefter and, of course, Inside Carolina, saying that it's basically a done deal. We await to see final word. But the question really lies, we talked about it a bit yesterday, but does this move have more of a chance of damaging Bill Belichick's legacy or revolutionizing his legacy? We get into that next. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
What's the Anajar and Levine difference? If you're the victim of a car crash, you will always speak to a lawyer. You'll always get the highest standard of care from our dedicated legal team, and we'll always fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. That's the Anajar and Levine difference. Call our legal team right now for a free consultation. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Don't wait. Call 1-800-747-FREE. In office, West Palm Beach.
Hey Florida drivers, the holiday season is upon us. When celebrating, always plan ahead and know all your options. If you drink, don't get behind the wheel. Instead, designate a sober driver or catch a ride service. And if you are the designated sober driver, commit to staying sober. Besides, a DUI could cost you $10,000. Not exactly the best gift you could give yourself. Celebrate responsibly and remember to drive sober or get pulled over. This message brought to you by the Florida Department of Transportation.
Make poker playing hours work for you at Harrah's Pompano Beach Casino's No Limit Hold'em. $1 million break the bank. Play at any qualifying table to garner 150 hours and qualify for January 29th Break the Bank tournament. Finish at number one for your shot to win $1 million. Play poker at Harrah's Pompano Beach Casino. Open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Powerline Road, Pompano Beach at the Pomp. Must be 18 or older for poker and simulcast. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Mark your calendars and gear up for game day. This Sunday, December 15th, join Bud Light and the ESPN West Palm Street team at Riverside Cafe in Vero Beach. Catch all the action as the Houston Texans face off against the Miami Dolphins from 1 to 3 p.m. Showcase your football skills for a chance to win Bud Light prizes. Enjoy $11 pitchers of Bud Light all game long. Must be 21 or older to participate. Southern Eagle reminds you to please drink responsibly.
As market dynamics change, the quality and service you receive from your accounting firm shouldn't. Partner-owned since 1923, Anshin Accountants and Advisors take the time to get to know you and your unique circumstances to help resolve complex issues and develop innovative tax and accounting solutions tailored to meet your goals. If you're a high net worth individual or business owner eager for a strategy to maximize tax savings, let Anshin deliver value where others can't. Visit ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, recalculating what's possible.
The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio design golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today. Don't miss out on this incredible course. And please, putt responsibly.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text MAINE to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text MAIN to 321-321. That's MAINE to 321-321.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Nothing gets me fired up on a Wednesday like going up to F45 to kick off my day. You got to go to downtown West Palm Beach location, Palm Beach Gardens location, Wellington location, F45, the functional side of working out, in and out, and under an hour, 45-minute classes every hour, any time of the day. Really with 2 coaches there. It's more of a social setting in terms of getting a quick sweat in, making sure you work out, start your day out with a win. You can't win your day if you don't win your morning. I go in the morning. For those of you like the afternoons, they have that covered as well over at F45. It's a more functional side of working out, not necessarily the Olympic lifts that I am used to. But nonetheless, I go, and it's my ultimate way to turn my brain off, do what the coaches tell me to do, get in and out. F45, downtown West Palm Beach. Go check them out on Instagram. Go check them out right over here in downtown. It's Russo Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. Feels like every day we have a new Bill Belichick update, but now it seems like these talks have escalated even further than what we talked about yesterday with Inside Carolina reporting that Bill Belichick has essentially started to enter the finalizing contract talks with University of North Carolina to be their next head coach. And we talked about it a lot yesterday about the ethics and whether it would work. But now I got to think we start to talk about how the, broad scope in the, cloud of Bill Belichick and his impact on the game of football. Now, the question lies, if he were to take this job, which is one of the more bizarre things that I can remember in terms of situationally, somebody shifting out of the NFL into the collegiate world at this point in time when everybody's trying to get out of college. He's trying to get in. Now, the question lies in, opportunity cost. Does this move for Bill Belichick have a higher chance of damaging that great legacy of his, or, on the other side of things, revolutionizing that great legacy of his in terms of being that guy who could shift to college at a moment's notice, and succeed, and not only succeed at a program that never succeeds at a high level?
I think Belichick has nothing to lose on the college end. If he fails, oh well. If he does great, it's just another notch on the belt. I thought he would rather go after the NFL. What is it, 15, 12 wins, whatever he needs to beat the Don Shula record. I thought that'd be more important to him than being a CEO college coach. But in my opinion, it doesn't matter. If Belichick does take this job and he fails, I don't think it matters. And if he does great, it's just more accolades. That's the way I look at it. Right now, I'm going to compare it to the Aaron Rodgers situation. Am I going to remember Aaron Rodgers for failing with the New York Jets? No. I'm going to remember Aaron Rodgers for being a champion in Green Bay and being a multi-MVP winning quarterback. But we know how these guys are, Colin. We know how Rodgers is. We know how Belichick is. These guys are going to remember that they didn't do well and that they failed.
Now, the one thing I'll push back with that is what's weird about college and the NFL is it's almost viewed as two different sports. And I know the Pete Carrolls of the world have succeeded at both levels, but the Harbaughs. But in a lot of ways, sort of the legacies that lie in the NFL on the coaching side of things sort of stay exclusive comparatively to the college side of things, unless you're one of the few that flip-flop. Now, Nick Saban is widely viewed as the greatest college coach of all time. And I don't think there's much of a discussion that comes to being the ultimate, like you said, CEO of a program. Nick Saban is viewed amongst the top, the 1A of the bunch in terms of being a collegiate football coach. Now, everybody on the other side, at least for the most part, view Bill Belichick as the greatest NFL coach of all time. I don't know if people usually say the greatest football coach of all time. It depends who you ask. But he's the greatest NFL coach of all time as it stands today. Well, now, on the other side of things, if Belichick, just to provide an argument, if Belichick was to go to a team like North Carolina, a school that is a big enough program, and revolutionize it and be the ultimate shot in the arm, thrust them into national title conversations, and kind of be the spark that thrusts a great program into stardom. If he does that and succeeds at a high level, I'm not going to say win a championship or anything, but succeeds at a high level, I think this can do a lot in bolstering a legacy of Belichick as a football coach and as a football icon. He already is. It's almost like you're building on top of a gold mountain to begin with. But from the college and the NFL side of things, that separation, if he were to bridge that gap and to be wildly successful on both ends with the pedigree he already has, he could do a whole number on revolutionizing his legacy in the grand scheme of football.
Let's think about who has a chance to do that. That's khaki pants, the cheater, Harbaugh. Great coach, by the way. But he has a chance to
and
win
he's a rarity
Super Bowl.
as it is. And
he is.
He only
Agreed.
won one in each side.
I agree. And as I said, my feelings come as an Ohioan that he's a cheater. Obviously, he's not viewed as that on the national perspective. Like, Harbaugh is a great coach who has a chance to go legendary. Do you think that's the objective here, Colin, for Belichick, to just add another layer of him being one of the greatest? Like,
Belichick likes the power. Belichick likes the
He does.
attention.
So it wouldn't surprise me if he's trying to go legend that way, winning a national championship in college.
He's already a immortal figure,
I mean.
but it's like any other king in the history of anything.
Just trying to add on to the accolades.
You're just trying to get more. You don't know when enough is enough.
You're fascinated with ancient Egypt like how I am. It's like the pyramids, Who could build the highest pyramid at the peak of the empire? So I don't blame Belichick for wanting to do this. God, you're 72. Colin, he's 72. You think maybe, all right, let me just go on my beach and enjoy my time with my family and, and watch my son play. If I get bored, maybe I'll go sit on the sideline with one of Steve's teams. No, man, he wants to be hands-on and win national championships, for God's sakes.
He likes the media attention that he's getting from the Manning cast to the McAfee show, when he's in the limelight and he's painting himself in a relatively fun light after, sitting in the shadows in the Patriots and just doing what Bill Belichick does. Now he's got a sense and a feel, a taste of that stardom. He wants to kind of add to it, become a little bit of a Dion type figure. And you're not going at a lot of ways to see the team. You're going to see the coach. And there's only a few teams in college football that really have that type of pull. Jim Harbaugh was one of them. And Dion's another one. And Bill Belichick, you're going to go to a UNC game, not to see what UNC's team in, but because of the intrigue that Bill Belichick provides and because of the star power that he is associated with. I think it could do a whole lot. Like you said before, it's not necessarily that big of a notch if it's a big dumpster fire, because everybody knows that college sports is a big nightmare.
It is.
And you're at the mercy of a whole lot that's exclusive outside of coaching, whether that be NIL and the whole thing. So, if anything, this is an opportunity for him to kind of expand that golden mountain he's already on and revolutionize, immortalize himself, and be one of those rare few to bridge the gap at a high level between the NFL and college. That is probably the benefit here, on top of the stuff with his son.
And I also think with the way college football is set up now with the transfer portal, it's like free agency. So in Belichick's mind, he's like, all right, this is more of the NFL than it was maybe 4 years ago.
More suited to my skill set.
More suitable to what I do here. Colin, there is on ESPN.com, I did not know this until today. Guys, go to ESPN.com. You can check out the portal rankings. They have transfer portal rankings for college football
Via team
now.
or via player?
Player. Player. And I only looked up until 22. I didn't know how high the list went, but I looked at 22 players that ESPN had ranked one, obviously number one being the best, because Mensah, Colin, the Tulane quarterback, was the number one player in the transfer portal as of now, and he signed with Duke. So I think with stuff like that in the portal and whatnot, it's more suitable, as you said, to Belichick's skill set.
Fascinating to see if anything gets officially finalized. Everybody's saying it's basically on the final runway. But we wait to see until I see that Adam Schefter tweet that there's no more kinks to work out and he is going to be the next head coach of North Carolina. I'm going to be a little hesitant to believe that anything is finalized. But in the meantime, Bill Belichick and UNC furthering talks closer to finalizing talks, as reports say. In the meantime, we got to talk about what we need to improve upon and what we need to get better at. And my golf game being one of them. We will get into that a little bit next, presented by our pals over at Flagstick Golf Performance. Let's do a little better than yesterday on Russo and Rizzo. Coming up next, ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Hey, it's Josh Cohen for the Accident Attorneys, Anajar and Levine. Car accidents, truck accidents, slip and fall, trip and fall. Did you get injured on the job? Workers' comp problems? My friends Mark Anajar and Glenn Levine, they will fight for you. Remember, they do not get paid unless you get paid, and they will fight to get you the maximum compensation you know you deserve. Here's what you do. You just call. Call Anajar and Levine for your absolutely free consultation. Do not settle for just any attorneys. Demand Anajar and Levine, and demand the Anajar and Levine difference. It takes just one phone call to begin to take back control of your life. So do that. Take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-FREE. 1-800-747-3733. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Take back control of your life.
Your home for the Miami Heat in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast is ESPN 106.3.
Finished with holiday decorations and need affordable gifts for everyone? Advanced Discount South Florida Fair tickets are filled with fun and make great gifts.
South Florida Fair discount tickets are on sale now at Publix and online at southfloridafair.com. Fair opens January 17th in West Palm Beach.
Good Greek moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
It's the Good Greek Spiro. For the best move ever, go to goodgreek.com.
Good Greek moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
It's your boy JC, Philadelphia Eagles fans. You got bigger problems than just players with a poor choice of words. We explain on today's brand new Questionable Call with Josh Cohen. Subscribe now on YouTube. Questionable Call with Josh Cohen. Brand new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, only on YouTube.
Hey guys, it's Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike on ESPN 106.3. We're cramming so much football into your radio, it might need a bigger antenna. Tune in for NFL, college, high school, and even those guys playing football in the park. Okay, maybe not them, but every other big game. So if you're as obsessed with football as we are, crank up ESPN 106.3.
Shotgun snap. Here comes the rush off the left side. Pass down the middle, arching spiral. Over the shoulder catch. Touchdown. 43-yard strike. Right down the middle.
Meet Cheryl. Hey. She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's gotta be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Hi, it's Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike. Thursday, ESPN 106.3 is turning up the heat. The Toronto Raptors thaw out on South Beach for a matchup with your Miami Heat. Pre-game begins at 7. West Palm, we're warming up your chilly December live on ESPN 106.3.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Got a lot to improve upon. It's time. It's a reflective period. It's midweek. We're far enough from the weekend where we've kind of forgotten about it, and we're far enough from the next weekend where it's going to be a problem. Mike and I, of course, have our youth basketball game tonight, or 0-6 youth basketball game. So a lot of work to be done there.
Practice was interesting last night.
It sure was. We tried a little different things and ball handling and making sure guys can hold on to the ball without losing it.
I was teaching the triple threat last night. That's
triple threat position where you can pass, you can shoot, or you can dribble with the ball.
My man.
So somebody picked up on it.
Right.
You might be the only one.
Correct.
But
Correct.
So somebody knows. But it's time for us to reflect on what we need to improve upon. Let's do a little better than yesterday.
Flagstick Golf Performance presents Better Than Yesterday.
Our football team was like the kid that plays second French horn in the school band. We got to play better.
Yesterday I said I'd work out. Today I might actually find my gym shoes. How will you be better than yesterday?
Today, you might find your gym shoes and might take the next step towards becoming better than yesterday. It's presented by Flagstick Golf Performance. It's the ultimate indoor golf experience. It's in Boynton Beach, freshly opened. It's now open. Go get started today. It's a unique facility. It has 3 state-of-the-art indoor simulators on top of it. It has a state-of-the-art putting studio. It has a tour-inspired build shop. Andy and the team over at Flagstick are very hands-on in making sure that the type of golf gear that you have caters to your skills, but on top of that, making sure that you fine-tune your skills with your swing. They have cameras that could correlate to making sure that your swing is as best as it can be, as efficient as it can be. I know mine has a lot of issues, but we are working out the kinks. We are taking it step by step, day by day. And thankfully, Andy and the team are working patiently with me. But over at Flagstick, you can take these lessons from PGA professionals. You can get fit for new clubs, play on the simulators. It's really an optimal environment for somebody who is not, who is, I guess, serious about improving their golf game. And that's what Flagstick really has to offer. It's located in Boynton Beach. It offers memberships, daily access for all. Go check out their Instagram, Flagstick Golf Performance. They have a ton of promos, including a $100 for 4 simulator hours, I believe. $150.
$150 for 4 simulator hours, or this is an awesome deal. Andy knows his stuff. 2 45-minute lessons for $150. You can do a lot of damage in a good way in your golf swing with a 45-minute lesson, let alone 2.
Yeah, and I've worked with Andy, and I'll tell you, Andy will not, I guess, sugarcoat your problems with your swing, and he'll make sure that it's fine-tuned and proper. Go check him out. Visit them in person. Find out all the info you need at flagstickgolfperformance.com. I will start, and in terms of how I need to get better than yesterday, all 3 of us were at this event. It was over on Monday. It was the Lou Groza Awards, and it was over at the Marriott in West Palm Beach, where the best kickers, some of the best high school players in the Palm Beach County Treasure Coast area are honored with some awards. The best team of the year, the whole thing, the best kickers, and of course the 3 collegiate finalists on the kicking side on who's the best kicker. So that's a whole event. It's a banquet. You've all been to one. I need to get better at sitting through these banquets. I had a good time at the event. I enjoyed the food. I enjoyed the company. I enjoyed a lot of the talks. I just generally have a problem with sitting through events. And I think that is something I need to get better at that.
Colin's being humble here. It was longer than an extra inning baseball game in 2005. Guys, 4.5 hours for a kicker award. Let's figure it out here. Let's speed it up a little bit. All right. I understand we're doing high school awards. I understand we're doing video. 4.5 hours.
It's a little long.
We got it. What are we doing?
It's a little long. I've never heard anybody say, hey, that speech was too short. Never heard anybody say that.
What are we doing here? Guys, 4.5 hours for the kicker award.
Theo Dorsey was emceeing this. Theo Dorsey, of course,
a good sport.
One of, theoretically speaking, on 2 to 4 weekdays on 106.3 ESPN. Theo Dorsey was quipping the crowd and losing his notes, and he was doing this and doing that. Theo, let's go. A little pep in your step wouldn't hurt, my friend. It was funny. There's my little bash on Theo. Of course, he did a great job as always.
He always does. He's great, but 4.5 hours.
Through a banquet, it's sitting in a seat. You're saying you love it. You're lying. Sit through it. I need to get better at sitting through an event like that.
Guys. No award ceremony.
No, it wasn't 4.5 hours. It wasn't 4.5 hours.
It was 4.5 hours.
It was not 4. It started at 7:15, and you're out of there at 10. But so it was 2 hours and 45 minutes. Probably could have gotten out of there in 90 minutes. That's just my take.
I guess you're right, but we were there since, 3? We were there for how long?
Well, it's different for us. We were there doing the show. But the actual event started at 7:15.
All right, guys. I'm going to need some help with mine because I need to get better at not getting baited in my group chat with some of my good friends. Now, my friends are most of my friends that I grew up with, believe it or not, cannot stand Ohio State. Unless you went there and unless you're let's just say I have a lot of friends that don't like the Buckeyes, okay? Including my cousin being the number 1 culprit who went to LSU and is a huge LSU fan. I always get baited into the LSU supremacy conversations in the group chat. The schedules came out. Colin mentioned it to me in the break, and I'm happy he did because it reminded me what I need to get better at. And my cousin sends the schedule of the Buckeyes schedule, who's got Texas, the 3 big games for Ohio State next year. Week 1 against Texas, that's going to be a top 5 team in Texas. I don't know where the Buckeyes are going to be next year. Penn State, which Penn State will be a top 5 team next year. And then Michigan, who's going to be better and is going to be ranked, okay? And they'd say it's a horrible schedule and, Big Ten's overrated and this and that. I've been Colin has seen me over here. I've been in an arguing match on my phone for the last hour defending the Big Ten, defending Ohio State's schedule, and trying to prove
They're saying it's weak.
They're saying the Ohio State schedule is weak and the SEC reigns supremacy. And I'm reminding them that the SEC isn't what it was 5 years ago where you had Nick Saban and Kirby Smart at the peak. You have 3 lost teams in the SEC now. Alabama has a new head coach. My cousin, the LSU fan, I had to remind him that he hasn't been relevant since Trump's first term, okay? 2019, all right? 5 years it's been since the great LSU Tigers have even sniffed the college football
It's not really
playoff.
much of a diss.
They also had a Heisman
5
Trophy
years?
winner like 2 years ago.
All right, and that's another thing that came up. If you're counting Heisman trophies, fair play to you. Fair play to you, dude. That's
Don't
your
you
big
wish
thing.
that you had a
like the
Heisman
big
quarterback?
Dude, who cares? I'm trying to win. The Buckeyes have been in the playoff 4 out of the last 6
if you
years.
can do one, if you can do one or either.
The last six. I'd rather have a competitive team and compete for a national championship. That
Hold on,
LSU
but they've
team was
won
not
one more
competing for
recently
an
than Ohio State
but
has,
we've
and they've also had 2 Heisman trophies in that process.
And that's exactly what he said. And what I said was we've been to a national championship more recently. Did we lose the game? Sure. And we've been to 4 out of the last 6 college football playoffs. They have been irrelevant for 5 years. They've lost 3 games for 5 years straight. 3 games or more for 5 years straight.
Would you rather take the last 5 years of LSU or Ohio State?
The Buckeyes have not lost to a unranked opponent going into Michigan for what? 5 years? Listen, Michigan's a loss on the schedule, guys. Right now,
Hold on.
Don't hold Michigan
Would you
against
rather
me,
have
all right?
the last 5 years of LSU or Ohio State?
I
2 Heisman Trophy winners and a 2019 national championship team that was probably in the top 4 or 5 best college teams of all time.
So I guess I would rather have the last 5 years of LSU, but the last 4 years of Ohio State.
I mean,
Right, you
my
said include
argument
that in
is
one
the
year.
Buckeyes, and you listen, you guys could hate, and I know you two hate Ohio State, all right? You guys could hate the Buckeyes all you want. You could diss the Buckeyes all you want. We're in the conversation every single year. We don't lose more than 2 games every single year. And we've been in the playoff 4 out of the last 6 years. There's something to be said about consistency and a program that is competing for a national championship year in and year out. LSU is irrelevant. They got that. They got Brian Kelly at the helm, who, number one, lost recruiting day.
Hold on. All right. So what do we need to get better at?
I need to get better at exactly what I'm doing right now. I got to stop getting baited in my group chats. I just got to let it. I just got to let it fly.
No, to be clear, I would take the last 5 years of LSU as well.
I'd take the last 15 years of LSU over the last 15 years of Ohio State.
It's an argument.
Each program has 2 national championships since the turn of 2000. The Buckeyes in 02 and 14, LSU in 07 and 19. And actually, I forgot about Saban.
They also played.
I forgot about Saban.
Game of the century.
But you get my argument in the consistency. LSU has these periods where they disappear for a decade.
Total
all right?
argument. They're in a bit of disarray right now. But, that team is you flaunt that for 5 years.
And I also say the 2019 team might have been one of the best college football teams of all time.
It was.
We agree.
It was.
Will we agree?
Yes, it
And
was.
it won with Ed Orgeron at coach. So I think you should maybe look
But they
Ryan
did it
Day again.
They also did it with an Ohio State quarterback. They also did it with an Ohio State quarterback.
Stop blaming him.
Nobody thinks of it like that. But okay. Christian Cat, what do you need to get better than yesterday at?
Got a couple of things that come to mind, but the one that's most pressing is giving me the most anxiety. I need to stop procrastinating my oil changes. I keep on getting in my car. It's a new car. I bought it a year ago, and it's the biggest purchase I've ever made for this used Toyota Corolla. And I've taken care of it a bunch. The first year, all the oil changes were included. So it's easy to get a free oil change. It's kind of hard to open up the wallet, crack it open, and get that premium oil change that I should get. Because I want to make this car last a long time, but I don't want to sit somewhere for...
So you have it's a light usually with the car, right?
Yeah, the newer ones just say maintenance required soon after a certain amount of miles.
You have had that for how long?
It's about 2 weeks now.
Wow.
It says soon. There is a next level of that.
So you're fine.
They need it now.
You're fine.
But, the holidays are coming around. I'm going to drive the car around a bunch. We're going to drive to Miami on Friday for West Boca's state championship game. I got to stop pushing this to the end of the road again and again and again.
So you're not good with, the chores. You're not good at, all right, if there's something I could do now, but I don't necessarily want to do it, I'm not good about being proactive and getting it done.
I got some clothes I need to return. It's just on the way to work.
Dry cleaners, that you're not good with that type of thing.
No. I am not good at that thing. Waited to the last second until I got my first passport when I needed it for a trip abroad. Like, I push things to the limit when it comes to things that can be done tomorrow, but you can only say that so many times.
Mike needs a passport, too.
I do. I'm actually, Colin, I'm going to have to miss out on a trip come New Year's Eve.
He's getting burned
Yeah.
because he doesn't have a passport as well. Did you expedite yours when you did that?
No, I made it happen. I didn't need to pay the extra money, thankfully.
Okay. Another better than yesterday that I have that has nothing to do with me, but has everything to do with the NFL. Can Netflix stop with this big deal about putting every known face you've ever seen in your entire life in this Christmas Day broadcast press release they had, the NFL Christmas Game Day? I mean, the broadcast crews, one thing. Noah Eagle, Ian Eagle. They have J.J. Watt on one with Burleson, I believe. And I think the other one is Greg Olson with Noah Eagle. Two very good crews. I think Noah and Ian are both very good. No problem there announcing the crews because I was actually curious about that because you're going to hear that during the game. But then they release this graphic, which is on Twitter at Netflix, where they show all of the personalities that they have hired for this 2-game stretch.
Like 3 different Brady Bunch opens.
Kay Adams, Nate Burleson, Drew Brees, Melanie Collins, Robert Griffin III, Mina Kimes, Ian Rappaport, Manti Te'o, Gene Steratore, Devin McCourty, Jason McCourty, Burt Kreischer, the comedian. Guys, there's the 3.5 hours of the game. What are these guys going to do? A stand-up routine at halftime?
Well, they're not going to have a lack of content.
This
Colin.
is ridiculous. Scott Hansen's on this. Why the hell is he on this? Why is he on this?
He could do it by himself. He does what? 8.5 hours of commercial-free football by himself.
Nobody cares about the Christmas game day. You're there with your family, and you're not there tuning into the pregame, making sure that everybody's locked in to Burt Kreischer's take on the Chief game.
I wasn't going to watch football on Christmas, but now that Mina Kimes on the broadcast, I'll be tuning in now.
And you're investing so much money. We're going to be in the Ravens-Texans pregame. There's going to be 9 different... It's like the Amazon Prime pregame, which is a disgrace to humanity. When they got 9 people sitting on that godforsaken table trying to get their thoughts in, but they have to keep it so concise. It's terrible. Nobody was going to tune into the pregame regardless because it's a big holiday. But enough at Netflix. Get better than yesterday with, trying to bring in the Brady Bunch of 1,000 different personalities trying to up this broadcast. A month ago, Netflix couldn't even put the stream on with Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. You couldn't even watch it. It was a buffer machine, and it was a complete disaster on putting together a live event. Now, all of a sudden, we're going to have, 5 different groups of Power Rangers trying to establish themselves in the pregame, halftime, and postgame of each of these games.
Blue Ranger, ready!
Unbelievable. They're going to try to do so much with it. Just do the game. Do a good job with the game. You'll get another game next year. Enough with Netflix. Enough with Netflix. I'm so over that. Unbelievable. That's my... Do you guys have another one?
I have one more. I just got to be better with the holidays and be a better spirited person because I told you guys the gifts and how I'm a good gift giver and everything. And I had a couple of people text me what they wanted, and it's just like, God, I hate you. You know what I mean? That like I love you, but God, I hate you. Like you're texting me what you like because they know I hate the holidays and they know like.
Are they messing with you?
Exactly, and like they're telling me what they want, and like it's just like. I wish, like, I told you I tried this years ago with my siblings. Like, let's just not get each other anything so we don't have to spend money on each other and do the whole, song and dance. But my brother and sister absolutely adore Christmas and have great stuff for me and are texting me what they want. But little do they know that I already got gifts picked out for them.
Like, we don't...
I just got to get better.
You don't want to say it yet.
I have great gifts.
You have good gifts?
Don't worry about it. I have great gifts for them. I need to do mom and dad's gifts still. We got payday coming up here after this weekend. So
credit card?
I do, but I don't like me. I spend money faster than I have it. If I use my credit card, I'm just gonna go crazy on it. So like I rather just use my debit card. Fair play, right? Fair play.
I get those points back and it's not protected. We'll talk about it later.
We will. But I need to be a better spirited individual during the holidays. You guys know I cannot stand Christmas.
That's all I got.
That was Better Than Yesterday, presented by Flagstick Golf Performance. Go check them out. Visit them in person. Find out all the info you need at flagstickgolfperformance.com. They got fittings. They got personal, in-depth lessons. They got a tour build shop, simulators. Go check it out. Flagstick Golf Performance. Now, speaking of Christmas gifts, we're in the season. I have a gift that I'm waiting to pull the trigger on with my little brother, and I want to run it by you guys and make sure I'm doing this properly.
He's not listening, is he? Is he
No,
a listener?
100% no. So we're going to break this down, and I'm curious because I think this is a hell of a gift. And so we'll get into that a little bit next in a little 5 at 5. It's Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.3.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Theo here. EDS is yes. You've heard me say that over and over. So I need you to keep this website in mind too. EDSIsYes.com. For the most trusted AC specialist here in Palm Beach County, EDSIsYes.com. For 24/7 support, EDS is a trained comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. There are so many reasons why EDS is yes. When it comes to your air conditioning and plumbing, EDSIsYes.com. That's EDSIsYes.com.
Hey, it's Josh Cohen. When you need auto repair, honesty and reliability are everything. Trust the home for honest, reliable service since 1970. St. Lucie Battery and Tire. St. Lucie Battery and Tire has all the tire and battery brands in stock for cars, trucks, RVs, marine, power sports, golf carts, everything. Major and minor service repairs, free tire pressure, battery checks. St. Lucie Battery and Tire, over 50 years in our community. And now with 18 full-service locations, West Palm to the Treasure Coast. Go to slpt.com. That's slpt.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-600-9595. 800-600-9595. 800-600-9595.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group. You've got so many chances to win big on Hard Rock Bet. Even a small bet can bring in that serious cash. All you need is $1 and a dream.
Unbelievable. They've hit the parlay.
Let's go! Big payouts for every kind of player.
Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Get up to $100 back if your first bet doesn't win. Payable and bonus bet up to $100, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
It's your boy JC. Philadelphia Eagles fans, you got bigger problems than just players with a poor choice of words. We explain on today's brand new Questionable Call with Josh Cohen. Subscribe now on YouTube. Questionable Call with Josh Cohen. Brand new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, only on YouTube.
Time now for a PNC pause. PNC Bank is committed to making a difference in the lives of the customers they serve in the South Florida community. See how at PNC.com. You're listening to ESPN 106.3.
Hey guys, it's Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike on ESPN 106.3. We're cramming so much football into your radio, it might need a bigger antenna. Tune in for NFL, college, high school, and even those guys playing football in the park. Okay, maybe not them, but every other big game. So if you're as obsessed with football as we are, crank up ESPN 106.3.
Shotgun snap. Here comes the rush off the left side. Pass down the middle, arching spiral. Over the shoulder catch. Touchdown. 43-yard strike. Right down the middle.
Hey, golf fans, Colin Russo here. Looking to improve your game? Flagstick Golf Performance, the ultimate indoor golf experience, is now open in Boynton Beach. With 3 indoor simulators and a state-of-the-art putting studio, Flagstick helps players at all levels up their game. Get lessons from experts, try the latest clubs, or just come up for a round in the simulators. You could track your stats and see real improvement. Flagstick is where serious golfers and beginners find their edge. Bring your friends or family and enjoy golf like never before. Visit flagstickgolfperformance.com to book your session.
It's the most Wonderful time of the year. It's Theo Dorsey. The holidays are approaching, and there is no better gift than 2025 spring training tickets at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium. Come see the St. Louis Cardinals and Miami Marlins in Jupiter. Individual game tickets are on sale, as well as season tickets, groups, mini plans, VIP experiences, and more. Get your tickets today at the ticket office or by going to RogerDeanChevroletStadium.com.
Now, it's time for a little R&R.
All into the bucket, lays it up and in.
Ball game, Rizzo! Live in the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, this is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
This team is going to be tough when they finally get it together.
Sit back and relax. Let Russo and Rizzo take you home.
Oh, mercy!
Light him up, Collins!
Second hour of Russo and Rizzo on a Wednesday edition, ESPN 106.3. We're live from the City Play Studios in downtown West Palm Beach. Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, Christian Cat, of course, as always, behind the glass. A midweek edition, a holiday season inching closer. Of course, we got the Boca Bowl coming up next week. But more importantly, 2 weeks from today, I believe, is Christmas. And with Christmas comes holiday gift giving. And that is something that people have a moderate amount of, all right, well, how do you handle this? Because some people are big gift givers and they want to make the thought behind it and they want to, sew them a sweater and they're one of those people. Or it's somebody that will get them the gift card and call it a day.
Or you got the people like me who want absolutely nothing and just want to be left alone.
So you got that. Me, so my siblings and I are entering our adulthood. My little brother is in college, and I have two older siblings that are, working adults, 26 years old and 23 years old. My younger brother's a sophomore in college. He's at Loyola Marymount University in Los Angeles. He's a film student, so he likes the films. He likes the movies.
Nice, dude.
Here's what reason I'm about to bring up this gift is because he's not listening, so there's no reason to worry about getting it to him.
That was my first question. I don't want him to hear it.
Not a chance. So I'd be blown away if you listened to 1 second of this program. No offense to anybody involved. So he is a big film guy. He's out in L.A. Here's what I had in mind. And he's not happy with me right now. I'm in the doghouse with him.
Wait, all right, why?
I don't really know. I really couldn't tell you, but he's not happy with me right now. I think it's because I got a Loyola Marymount hat in the mail, and I sent it to him, and I said, thanks, man. And he didn't send it to me. It was my dad who sent it to me, and then he was all upset because I said, why aren't you sending me Loyola Marymount gear? And then apparently he's mad at me for that. So that's the only thing I've done negative to him the last 3 months, so I'm going to assume it's that.
All right, quick, hang on. To recap, he's angry because you sent him a thank you card for a hat he didn't get you.
Right, and he was offended by that. I don't know. Another story, another day.
What's it on? By the way, so you have an older brother and you have a younger brother?
Yes.
Those are all of your siblings?
I have a sister. I have an older sister.
Okay.
Notre Dame. She went to Notre Dame.
Is the younger brother you're talking about to give this gift to, is he the youngest of the family?
He's the youngest.
Okay. Are you the ally to him in the family dynamic? Because oftentimes, no, you're not.
No.
Okay.
Who's his ally?
If
you don't mind me asking.
It's my sister, probably.
Okay.
It's probably, if there's duos, it's me and my older brother and my sister and my younger brother. Point is, I need to get out of the doghouse, so I need a good gift. And I've given him good gifts in the past. I got him tickets to the Tribeca Film Festival, so he saw a bunch of the cool movies, and he saw a bunch of his cool directors that he likes to see, and I got him good tickets to that, whatever. So, he likes Dunkin' Donuts. You could get him a gift card and call it a day if you wanted to. But since I'm a forward-thinking young man who likes giving good gifts, here's what I got in mind. The Santa Barbara Film Festival is 2 hours north of L.A., coming up February 11th. I could get him, he goes to Loyola Marymount, which is right next to LAX, so right in the heart of L.A., and I could get him 4 tickets, so 4 total, so that's either 2P, he could bring a buddy and go to 2 movies, or he could go by himself and go to 4. Get him a 4-ticket package to the Santa Barbara Film Festival. I'd get him a coastal train going from Los Angeles to Santa Barbara, a night in a hotel, and Timothée Chalamet, who's, a big actor, and he loves Chalamet, doing a big award thing and a Q&A and everything, and he likes those Q&As, at the Santa Barbara Film Festival on February 11th or something like that.
Can he go? Have you checked? Like, have you?
I have no idea if he can
that's
go,
what I mean. Like, I
but
think
he's
like
in
maybe
college. He's in college.
like Kyle, maybe you check with your mom and be like, hey, is he
yeah,
have
I
anything?
know they're looped in and they think it's a good idea. Now, a little forward thinking, maybe you don't want to catch into exam periods. So that's a good point. But I think this is a great gift.
Yeah, I think so too.
This is a lot. You got to go.
Yeah,
It's midweek for a college kid.
So first off, fair play to you because it's a great gift and it sounds like it's a pretty hefty coin. So
yeah, I was going to say,
it sounds
Not
like
as
it's a
expensive
little
as you think. Not expensive.
Okay, but I think it's the perfect thing to get you out of the doghouse. And one more thing on that whole doghouse thing. I mean, Colin, you said he's 19.
19. Get over it.
You've been that too, but you've been 19 before. Maybe it just caught him on a bad day. You're angry.
Totally.
You're angry at the world.
That's fine. But
when you're 19 in college, don't have 2 pennies to rub together, like you're angry at the world.
I need a big time gift, and this is a good one. What do you think here? Do you think this is the right move, or am I asking too much of a college kid to take out a day and a half, 2 days?
No, absolutely not. Especially if this is right up his alley. Like, Colin, this is like say we were the 19-year-old. This is like our siblings getting us
a ticket to a game.
Ticket to a game. Let's call it for it is courtside seats to UConn. And
it's not nearly as expensive as that would be.
But you understand you understand the point. Like, with what he likes, that's the comparison of what it is. Like, for me, it'd be 50-yard seats to the Buckeye game. For you, it's courtside seats to see our guy Hurley.
I don't know. This might be too good of a gift. Because when you give too good of a gift, especially to a 19-year-old, when year number 20 Christmas comes along and you don't have this extravagant getaway, I think he's going to be rubbed the wrong way.
Yeah.
Like, what changed?
So what? I should get him a Dunkin' Donuts gift card just to keep the expectations low?
Precisely. That's
so you're one of those. You're one of those gift givers. You don't want to set the expectations too high, so you're not going to, I guess, over deliver because you don't want the expectations to ride too high the following year.
Yes. For all except for a select group of people in my life.
Like family.
No.
Just your girlfriend, essentially.
Girlfriend, mom.
Okay.
I've heard through the grapevine what my gifts are going to be from my siblings, so I had to make sure.
What are you, 12?
Yeah, I didn't know. I'm
shake the
surprised.
box in the
Is it like
closet?
what? Is it polarizing gift that you didn't make sure? You don't have to say it.
No, I won't say it, but let's just say my siblings,
they're chattering.
They are, and they got together, and they're gonna get me something really nice. And I got to make sure that I'm going to be able to foot the bill on my end as well.
So yeah, there's an expectation attached.
And I think I've told you guys this before. I'm very close with my sister. I'm the middle child. So you mentioned like the dynamic of the family. Like I am the person that everyone comes to. Dad will complain to me about this person. Mom will complain to me about this person. Joe will complain to me about this person, and so on. Sister, okay, and so on and so forth.
Who do all of them go to complain about you?
That's the beauty. That's the beauty of it. If they have
that in mind.
Exactly, and that's why, one of our interns, M. Joe, was like, Riz, why do I seem? You seem like a person that really wants attention, and I promise you, it's indirectly because growing up, you're the middle child. You're obviously seeking some attention. You got, especially when you have a younger sister and an older brother. Like Joe is the golden child because he was the firstborn, and he was a boy, and then Jenna's the only girl, and then there's just the loudmouth, complete mutt of a middle child that wants to be just like his dad and is louder than everybody else. So that's what you get, like me.
We're letting interns take shots like that.
Oh, they took a shot at me.
Oh, my God.
Oh, they took a shot at me.
Here for 2 months.
Ask Colin. Dude, ask Colin. They take shots at me. They take shots at me, and I'm a good sport about it. It is what it is. But like I said, I've always been the punching bag and the butt of every joke, and I'm used to it. I'm used to it. But yeah, Colin, on my end, I got to make sure my gifts are up to par. And I've told you when we've had conversations. I'll tell you in the break, C-Cat.
We treat our interns very well here, and we love our interns here. They do a great job. But if I was told it seems like you need a lot of attention, I was like, what? Get out of here. Go get me a coffee or something. That's a little bit mean.
It's hard.
But then you got to start thinking reflectively. That's a reflective
comment.
and
it is. And she's not wrong.
Like, oh, wow, do I?
But she's not wrong. I promise you, it's all indirectly.
We're
and Colin,
radio. You don't think we want attention?
Colin, you know me. I feel like you know me as good as anybody, as long as we've been together and doing this show now. It's indirectly I do this stuff. It's not like
conscious.
Exactly. It's just who I am. And if someone says that, listen, I got no problem with it. But our interns are great, dude. Like, and, Ashley, she would never say that to me. You know what I mean? Like, Ashley's a saint. She would never say something like that to me. But that's why the interns are great. You got a whole different slew of interns, and they're all themselves. It's awesome.
Now, are you on the page of him where you don't like the expectations that's attached to if you get a good gift from somebody, person A gives you this type of gift, and Christian Cat, of course, don't like the expectation that's associated with reciprocating a gift and making sure that it's as good or to the level that they offered you?
See, that's only a relationship problem because we kind of take turns, me and my girlfriend, back and forth.
What if she has a better Christmas than you do? Then what do you do?
If she gets me something far and above better than I did.
Yeah, it's performing better. It's better gifts, more thoughtful thought. Put some thought into it. Financially, it's one thing. But really, she over-delivered in terms of wow, I'm blown away you did this.
My girlfriend has gift insecurity. It's a problem in our relationship where she thinks that the gifts I give her are far and above better than the gifts that she gives me. Because I'm a horrible person to get gifts for.
Is that true?
No. She turned things around the second half of our relationship.
Okay.
But guys, 4 years.
There's some growing pains.
Realistically, guys, honest to God, the reason I am the way I am on Christmas is obviously growing up, we all love Christmas and whatever. In my old age, I've turned the blind eye to the fat Santa and all that. It's just I don't need anything. Realistically, what do I need? Honest to God, realistically, you don't need to get me anything. I am a very easy person with, I don't need anything, all right? I don't need anything.
I feel like there comes a time, maybe once every 4 to 5 years, where there's something perfect for the holiday season. Everything else is a formality, something, whatever. Maybe you don't even use it or whatever you could have gotten yourself. But there's a circumstance, something comes out, you have something going on in your life, the stars align to where you can make a Christmas miracle happen.
I'm with Christian on that because, Colin, I'm a big gamer. And sometimes some of the bigger title video games will fall close to Christmas, and then it's a race for my brother and sister to get me the game.
Yeah, but you're going to wait until the holidays?
And that's exactly what it is. I want to have it the night of and whatever, so most of the time I don't even need video games.
Yeah. Do you guys judge
systems?
Do you guys have a judgment day? If you're opening gifts in front of people, will you be you're going to be thankful? I'm not saying you're not going to be inconsiderate about it.
In the comfort of your own home, you can judge.
Especially with me and my siblings, if there's a bad gift, I'm gonna let you know. If this gift is stupid, you know what my older brother got me last year? This is the dumbest gift I've ever seen in my entire life.
What did he get you?
He got me a cameo. You know Michael Rappaport?
Oh, that's a great gift.
That's not a good gift.
That's hilarious.
I watched it once and I never watched it again. I'm this is so dumb.
That's not a gift. It's a joke.
He gave him
it's a joke.
He gave him the dumbest gift. It was the dumbest gift.
He definitely did it as a joke.
Maybe. I just turned. I'm dude, this is stupid. And then another dumb one. My older brother gets the worst gifts. He got my mother one. This is the dumbest thing. He thought she would bawl in tears because of how thoughtful it was. It was a picture. And it was just a night sky. So she opens it. She's like, what the hell is this? And it was a night sky with a bunch of stars. And he goes, that was what the stars looked like the day I was born.
Oh, that's conceited as hell. Oh, my God.
She's like, what am I going to do with this? This is the... she was being thankful, of course. But I was like, what is she going to do with that?
Not your anniversary. Not, I don't know, another
was my older brother getting it for my mother.
Right, that would be nice for a group gift for mom and dad.
Can I defend your brother a little bit? He's a college basketball coach. He's got a lot going on, dude.
That takes a lot of effort to get that, I think.
The day I was born was the most important moment of your life.
He is the oldest.
That is a lot of effort to go through that gift.
Now,
that
guys,
gift
that's a good point.
That gift is stupid.
All right, maybe you're onto something there.
You agree with that?
I probably do. I probably do. But you're I want to give your older brother the benefit of the doubt. I floated it around.
Michael Rappaport. Oh, my God.
That was a joke. I think he did that as a joke because he knew it would piss you off. I floated the idea around, boys, of me not coming home for the holidays. And surprisingly enough, my dad was like, whatever, kid. If you don't want to come. My mother was beside herself. But it was my siblings who were like, dude, it's not going to be the same without you. That surprised me. You know what I mean? It surprised me that it was that important for my siblings for me to be there, and that meant a lot.
Well,
maybe that is a middle child thing. Maybe that is a middle child thing to your guys' points. All right, but it meant a lot to me that my siblings are like, bro, we love you, man. You're not gonna. What do you mean?
I mean, how often do adults really get together?
Agreed. I just. call me cheap, man. I hate the damn flights, and the flight I wanted to get on was more expensive than I thought. I thought maybe I could just Amazon the gifts. And my Uncle Mark's down here and my cousin Michael, I thought maybe I could just get away with going to Boca and doing Christmas this year. Did not fly with the siblings. And more importantly, my grandmother, who's a really important person in my life, she's 88. So I had to go home. I had to go home.
Oh, so you already bought?
I booked. I showed Colin.
What was your idea? What was your idea?
Thought about Orlando?
But you
taking the Brightline up to Orlando and then flying out
and
there.
They are cheaper. I did actually.
Are they?
They are. It is considerably
with the
cheap.
Brightline?
Like a couple,
costs an arm and a leg.
Like Colin, let's put it this way. I switched my flight to Lauderdale because it was a lot cheaper than that direct flight. That direct flight, I don't think I'll ever be taking it. How expensive it is.
Wow, really?
Honest to God, yeah. So, but yeah, it really meant something to me for like my siblings to be like, hey, it won't be the same. It won't be the same without you.
You ever return a gift and the person that gave it to you knows that you returned it?
No, never.
You're going to let them know.
Never.
Like that's dude, you might as well, instead of stabbing them in the back, stab them in the front.
Yeah,
they know.
If
they know they screwed up, let them know.
So guys, no names, please. There's someone in my family who is well known for giving the worst gifts ever, okay, to every single one of us. And every single year we treat it like it's Elvis Presley, like it's the best gift ever.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
Because it's that important to that specific person. Because she'll ask,
probably older.
It's like my older brother.
Darn it.
You cannot.
I said she. So whatever. She'll ask you months down the line of, hey, how is it? Have you been using this? Have you been doing that? And it's like, and like you gotta make sure you have it. Mm-hmm. So like you could like send a picture of it and be like, oh, it's great. This and that.
I told you the first half of me and my girlfriend's relationship was tough with the gift giving.
Did you constructively criticize what she was doing?
Multiple returns happened where like she knows about it. One of which was like a sound bar. What am I gonna do with the sound bar? I don't really care about the audio quality of my
in favor
TV.
Of what?
Dude, the sound bar is cool.
You don't like? No, honestly, that's like that. It's not like a shirt where you're getting a new shirt.
Fair.
You're just bringing it back.
But
you might as well set it up.
Hang on, Christian. Give that sound bar a chance.
That was 3 years ago.
So what'd you get
Decent
instead?
gift, dude.
We went...
Decent gift.
It's embarrassing.
Just do it. What'd you get?
We played paintball. We did a day of paintball in Oklahoma City instead. That's what we did instead of the sound bar.
I have no problem with that.
Paintball's wicked.
And I'm sure you had that, in hindsight, was that the better move?
Yeah, it was an exhilarating day.
Did you guys
a bunch of losers play paintball, so we were a bunch of freaks and geeks, but it was very fun.
Okay, easy there. We had paintball guns growing up.
Oh, yeah, growing up. Were you 35 and dressed in full camo with your own gun?
Point taken. Point taken. I've not played in a while, but you're also talking to someone who
So
plays
after
video
a couple of returns, she upped her game, got a little bit of more of a sense of what she needed to get you for the holidays.
And one thing for me, what are you getting her that like she just can't like? What are you getting her that is shaming her to
give us
like,
a good,
oh my God,
give
my
us a
gift
great
is
gift
so
example
bad.
if
like,
you have one.
Yeah, like you have to be going all out. And fair play to you, she's your girlfriend. I'm happy you are going all out. But like, what are you getting her that she's just so beside herself?
I think I'm a very introverted person, and I don't look like a thoughtful person. So when a gift that I give shows something I listened to 4 months ago and surprises her with that she can never guess, it makes a big impact.
Right.
So the gifts I give her, in actuality,
months in the making.
Right. If you took them all out of context, they're not great gifts. But to her, I just reinvented the wheel, and I got her tickets to Hershey Park during Christmas time.
I see. And to see Kat's point, it's been Colin, it's been like 3 years. Like I would say I ended a relationship, but it wasn't like serious. It's been like 2 years since I've been in like a serious relationship. So like I forget how these things are sometimes. And you're totally right. Like the littlest things you do, like that you don't think are going to be a big deal, are a big deal to your significant other. I learned that the hard way a few times.
Some tickets to Kelsey Ballerini, like they really aren't that great, but they were never asked for.
What is Kelsey Ballerini?
She's a country music actress, musician.
Singer?
Yeah.
Like I remember like an ex of mine, a gift I got her one year. She was always telling me how she wanted to see her mom more. Like she lives out of town, and this I got her like a week, like a flight that was like a week to go see her mom, and like she like started crying, and it was the greatest gift ever. And then to your point, her gift could not compare to mine. So I kind of forget about some of these things of being in a relationship and But good news, I've never gotten a terrible gift for a significant other. And I have
that
heard
they've
stories.
told you. That they've told you.
But at the same time, like I told you guys, I'm a good gift giver. I've heard terrible stories where the gift doesn't foot the bill and where you're in the doghouse for a month and a half until February, Valentine's Day, when you have a chance to make it up. Oh, I don't miss buying gifts for significant others, honest to God, boys.
A great tip, because there is a lot of gift-giving situations if you're in a relationship, because you have Valentine's Day,
birthdays.
You have your anniversary, you have birthdays,
Right.
and you have the holidays.
And then I learned, too, Sweetest Day. God forbid you forget about Sweetest Day. Make sure it's on your calendar.
What?
Sweetest Day. You've never heard of it?
Swedish, like fish, like sweet, the country?
All right, you boys definitely don't know what Sweetest Day is. I guess maybe it could be Sweetest
like
Day.
Wheatus, the band? With the S?
No. Sweetest Day on September 25th, the New York Times reported under Advertising News and Notes and National. Yeah, it's a thing. Okay,
What? A thing of what?
Yeah, it's a holiday. It's a holiday.
For who?
And I remember I didn't get my significant other a gift on the holiday, and my mother texted me that morning, "Happy Sweetest Day," and I go, "What are you talking about?" And then my girl goes, "It's Sweetest Day. I got you this." I go, "What are we talking about? And what the hell is?" And I didn't have a gift, and I was in the doghouse.
So, I still don't know what that is.
Yeah.
We keep on just repeating the name of it, and it does not explain
Sweetest
what
Day, the annual holiday with Midwestern roots that involves celebrating the lovers, family, and friends in your life. It's
totally unique.
The third Saturday in October. That's what it
The
is.
Midwesterners have their own holiday on the
Sweetest
third.
Day.
They're too good for
I'm
just-
interested to see, because we work with a lot of Wisconsin people in our office with GKB and our home offices being in Wisconsin.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, Sweetest Day, dude. Third Saturday in October. That's exactly what it is. And this specific girl's birthday was in October and was a couple of weeks before. So, like, growing up, it was always a thing, like her birthday, then Sweetest Day.
That's a waste of time. Sweetest Day. I'm not sold on Sweetest Day. Get me out of
Yeah.
that.
So what I was going to get at is to cut off one of the gift-giving requirements. You agree with you and your significant other, no gifts for anniversary. We plan a trip. That's what we did, and we love it. That's the way we went to Italy over the in the fall.
Time of the year makes a difference, too.
But you don't plan it like for that day, like for that trip. No, you just plan your vacation for the year on your anniversary.
Yeah.
That's a gift you give to one another because it's worth it. And you don't have to come up with another idea for a gift, because if you're together for a long time, you're going to run out.
Yeah. Eric, we're taking interesting gift ideas. What is your perspective on gift giving in the holiday season? Are you anti, like Mike Rizzo, and you don't necessarily want to deal with the reciprocation that comes with high-end gift giving? Or is it more of a creative endeavor where you could, flex your creative muscles and figure it out? But I think I got a good gift for my little brother in terms of that Santa Barbara Film Festival and the whole thing.
Out of the park.
Not as expensive as you'd think. You'd be surprised. It was under, I don't really know, $200.
And also, it's snowbird season, so we've got Midwesterners listening right now.
Right, and I guarantee you the majority of them know what Sweetest
Yeah,
Day
all right,
is.
if you're a Sweetest Day fan, please, 888-760-3776. Sell me on this garbage. Sweetest Day, 888-760-3776. We'll do that, little 5 and 5 next. Stick around, Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
PNC Bank is committed to helping the customers and the communities they serve move forward financially. To do this, they're implementing their Community Benefits Plan that focuses on affordable home lending, small business loans, and employee volunteerism, and creating other opportins to give back on a local level. They're proud to be a part of the South Florida community. See how PNC Bank can make a difference for you at pnc.com/our commitments. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees in the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 20 national championships, including the 2024 Women's Swimming and Diving Championship and 2023 football, lacrosse, and men's swimming and diving titles. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest.
It's the Get Holiday Ready sales event with Hank and Sam from the Ford crew. Today, a new shipment of inventory.
Hey, Hank, what's going on?
Another hauler full of new Ford trucks and SUVs, Sam.
So much SUV capability. Is that?
Ford F-Series, the best-selling trucks for 47 years. And a big selection means...
Big savings?
Yep, which means...
It's the best time to buy.
Well done, Sam. And time for America to get holiday ready with Ford.
Based on 1977 to 2023 CY Industry reported total sales.
Bring your family and friends to visit Lion Country Safari, voted best attraction in the Palm Beaches. Experience Florida's largest drive-through safari with hundreds of wild animals roaming feet from your car, including lions, rhinos, chimps, zebras, and giraffe. The Safari World Walkthrough Adventure Park features animal habitats and encounters, rides, a water park, food, shopping, and more. Lion Country Safari, West Palm Beach. Start planning your adventure by visiting lioncountrysafari.com.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's ESPN 106.3, your home for live sports presented by Hard Rock Bet. Home of the Miami Dolphins, Miami Hurricanes, and all of the biggest football matchups throughout the week. Hard Rock Bet, it's Florida's official sports book. Try Hard Rock Bet now and receive up to $100 back in bonus bets if your first bet does not win. Hard Rock Bet, roll with us. It's offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned by gambling, call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
It's your boy JC. Philadelphia Eagles fans, you got bigger problems than just players with a poor choice of words. We explain on today's brand new Questionable Call with Josh Cohen. Subscribe now on YouTube. Questionable Call with Josh Cohen. Brand new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, only on YouTube.
ESPN 106.3 is presented by Rubenstein Law. 1-800-FL-LEGAL. Car accident, truck accident, Uber or Lyft accident, or a slip and fall. Call Rubenstein Law. Call 1-800-FL-LEGAL and visit one of our offices throughout Florida.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Well, it's official. The greatest coach in NFL history is going to be the next head coach at University of North Carolina, according to Adam Schefter, Pete Thamel, and a bunch of other ESPN reputable sources. North Carolina, done deal. 6-time Super Bowl to winning head coach Bill Belichick finalizing the deal, will be the next head coach at North Carolina. His father served as an assistant coach there in the 50s. Bill Belichick will be entering the college sphere. 888-760-3776. Right move? Wrong move. 888-760-3776.
Colin, a little shocked, bud. I did not.
Yeah, this is real.
I did not. I told you guys, both of you guys earlier in the week, I thought it was smoke and mirrors. I thought he was trying to leverage himself into an NFL job, basically telling some of these NFL teams that have vacancies, like, hey, I got some other options. You're going to need to talk to me sooner. It turns out that this is a whole thing. And now comes the conversations of what we were talking about yesterday. Is he going to be able to recruit? Is he going to be able to get to the athlete and get through to the kids? Is he going to be able to get first-round draft picks? And quite frankly, in a year or two, is he going to be able to compete for a national championship? Dude, college football just got even better. If you thought college football was great with the 12-team playoff like myself, the best it's been in years, it just got even better with the greatest football coach in the history of the NFL coming to college.
Yeah, very, very strange move. I think this is going to be a major success story. I don't know if they're going to win a title, but in a very attainable ACC, in a realm of college football where sort of the rah-rah and the fireworks surrounding the program is a big deal going into the success. I think he's going to resonate with a select few college players, and he's going to put together a roster that is going to be buy-in to what he is selling. Whether he's going to be a great college coach and he can adjust to how college offenses run and how college defenses run is an entirely different situation. We'll see how he adjusts to the NIL. I think this is going to be a big shot in the arm for that UNC football program.
Yeah.
I'm looking at their schedule right now next year. It's gettable. Their only real game is Clemson.
My best guess is they win under 9 games. That's my best guess. And I know Belichick is Belichick. You still got to build a program, right?
Syracuse is pretty good. They finished the season with him. Yeah, you got to build a program.
You still got to build a program and an identity and get the players.
I was looking at the schedule as far as a TV product because it felt like when Deion went to Colorado, for some reason or another, the schedule worked out to where they had so many standalone games on Friday nights or
they scheduled
Saturdays.
that due to Deion, but to your point, the Pac-12 had a great – that was last year, the Pac-12, and they had a fantastic year in terms of having a lot of great teams.
But they even made what was a regional rivalry in Colorado State, Colorado, a national talking point that was on a Friday night or a Thursday night.
It was an unreal game that lived up to the expectations. Now, Colorado won 3 games or was it 4 games all?
Well, they were undefeated going into that Oregon game, and then they got waxed.
They got
and that was it.
Bo Nix come out party.
I'm looking for the games that we will really tune in and see and find out what this Bill Belichick UNC team looks like right now in its infancy.
They open with TCU. That will be a game that will be on nationally televised, and that will be a night game. That will be a big-time story. I know TCU is not a huge brand, but it's enough of a big team. Yeah. It's enough of a big team where that's going to be a story.
I mean, it might be the biggest. Now, I know the Buckeyes play Texas. That's probably the game of the week. But this all of a sudden turns into the game of the week as well because it's Bill Belichick's first game.
Intrigue is going to triumph. Yeah,
I think there's a lot of intrigue. If I'm an average college football fan, I think Bill Belichick's first game has more intrigue than Ohio State and Texas. Obviously, for me as a Buckeye diehard, I'd rather watch that game. But at the same time, man, I understand the intrigue and the allure that is Belichick. Colin, let me ask you the question that I just answered. Are they going to be able to compete in year one? Or I said under 9. I think under 9 wins.
We haven't even gotten one player on the roster.
I'm setting the over-under at 9 with how I think.
Can we give the guy a chance to get a player in the building?
Colin, at the Rizzo Resort here in West Palm Beach, at the Rizzo Resort and Casino, I'm setting the over-under right now at 9, and I'm going to go under.
You should
the fact that the number's at 9 tells you it's a good hire.
Yeah, and that's nonetheless where I listen. Hang on, Colin. The casino is me, brother. Yeah. I set it at 9, right. But I appreciate the the support.
I was going to say the Rizzy sounds like a nice casino resort.
Does, right?
That sounds like an enterprise. Dude, you should look into that.
Right?
If you make really good money, look into buying casinos.
The Rizzy Resort and Casino.
They got Clemson. They got Duke, who's going to be pretty good. Other than that, NC State at UCF, TCU, not a terrific schedule, but a gettable schedule, like you said. I mean, it's too early to be hypothesizing all these teams are going to be different by then, but if he targets his transfer portal properly, he's going to get a fairly big names as his coordinators. He's going to have a college general manager thing. People are going to want to be involved in what North Carolina is building because they want spotlight and they want to be NFL players, and Bill can offer both. So in terms of, I guess, the allure of being on the spotlight and being in a big-time team, I think this is going to be a major success story for, I guess, the prospect of North Carolina football.
Do you want to know what I can't wait for, guys? His inaugural welcome to Carolina at the Dean Smith Center, whoever they're playing at North Carolina basketball. That is going to be must-see TV. Bill Belichick, come on the microphone.
And other things they're going to do. They're going to get behind-the-scenes stuff during the training camps. They're going to create short series to follow the UNC football team. People are going to tune in because Belichick now has a taste for the media. He knows how to do it. He knows how to market. He knows that brand is as big as performance on the college sphere comparatively. The NFL, the brand is itself. But college, you got to build a brand a la Deion and Colorado to make it a attractive product. I know Bill Belichick does that in just his name, but he's going to have the short series. He's going to have a big-name player. He's going to be involved in the media. He's going to be marketing North Carolina football, and it's going to be a big-time story come this time next year for the college football.
And I'm assuming Steve comes over as the DC.
You got to assume that.
I'm assuming his son, who, was part of the DC in the national championship 2 years ago, is going to come now and be the DC here.
That would make sense.
Right.
If they agree to that terms where he is the coach in waiting, why wouldn't you get him in the building as soon as possible?
That's what I mean. So he had to be completely on board and behind this as well. This is fascinating. I did not expect this.
Are there any other May brothers coming up?
Now, one thing, he was not with Washington when they were in the national championship. He was a part of the new.
Oh, sorry.
He was with the
Apologies.
Patriots. He was with the Patriots. He was the linebackers coach.
Apologies.
Because I was just double checking. He was not on the DeBoer staff. But in terms of upside, pretty sky high. So we'll see what happens then. Bill Belichick, official coach at University of North Carolina per Adam Schefter, per Pete Thamel of ESPN. It's official. No more speculating. He will be a college football coach in the ACC this time next year. It's going to be a big story following along how he handles this. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. On the flip side of things, we'll close out the program, and we're taking calls, reactions to this hire. 888-760-3776. Is UNC going to be better off or worse off due to involving Bill Belichick in the football program? That's 888-760-3776. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE, 1-800-747-FREE. Listen, if you were in an accident, car accident, truck accident, slip and fall, trip and fall, injured on the job, workers' comp issues, call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. They will fight for you. They do not get paid unless you get paid, and they will fight to get you the maximum compensation that you know that you deserve. Do not deal with the insurance companies on your own. That's impossible. They make it as such. Anajar and Levine will help you to take back control of your life. Again, you'll always talk about your case with an actual attorney. They answer the phone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to help you to take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE, 1-800-747-3733. Car accidents, truck accidents, slip and fall, trip and fall. Call Anajar and Levine, my accident attorneys. Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Take back control of your life.
The quality of our choices affects the quality of our lives. So, when it comes to how you move, do you choose to see a doctor or go to the #1 orthopedic specialist in the world, backed by a team who custom tailor your treatment? Do you choose to live with limitations or live life to the fullest by going to the place that's #1 at getting people back to what they love? Choose better, move better. Locations in West Palm Beach and Wellington. Learn more at hss.edu/Florida.
Lease the new 2024 Range Rover Evoque 250S today at Land Rover Palm Beach for only $499 per month with a 42-month lease and only $47.50 down, plus fees and first month's payment. Head over to Land Rover Palm Beach today, located on Okeechobee Boulevard just past the Turnpike, or visit LandRoverPalmBeach.com to set up a test drive of the new 2024 Range Rover Evoque 250S. Land Rover Palm Beach, above and beyond.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Bill Belichick officially the head coach at University of North Carolina. It's official. Adam Schefter, Pete Thamel reporting from ESPN. 888-760-3776, the number to get into the program. Reactions to this hire. Will this be the right move, wrong move for UNC Chapel Hill? We are going to stranger on the phone lines. We'll welcome into the program.
Oh, no, he didn't want to join the show. He called me to tell me.
All right, so what did we say wrong?
I think you're saying Belichick quickly to where it sounds like there's no I in Belichick.
So he thinks I'm just saying Belichick?
Yeah.
It's
I don't know if
Belichick.
it's you or Russo.
Belichick.
That's right. I think you're getting it right.
I mean, my father covered him for the Cleveland Browns 40 years ago. I think I know how to say his name. Belichick.
Chris Lowe of ESPN says Belichick has been lining up potential staff members to go with him for days and also exploring possible portal additions with the portal opening this past Monday. So he's going to get going. He's going to get working fast.
How about that? He's looking at ESPN.com's top 30 players in the transfer portal. That's where we're at.
I think Belichick is going to make a lot of noise here pretty quickly.
Do you think he has a blank check? Both of you. I'm interested to hear from Christian on this too.
No, he's got a Belichick.
Okay. But seriously, though, do you think he's dealing with Alabama, Ohio State, Georgia-esque kind of money here to develop a roster? I don't think you bring in Belichick to not go all in and give the guy somebody to work with, right?
He's gonna have the keys to the castle in terms of putting together money. That's what I would say. Would you agree with this?
Agreed. And I think with the coach that Belichick is, all right, they're going to be somewhat respectable next year. I still think if I were setting the over-under, and as Colin says, we got to let Belichick get the roster that he needs, I would still set it at 9. Just because everything's new. Maybe Belichick comes in and completely surprises all of us, wins 10, 11 games, and is in the college football playoff next year or in the ACC championship game. But I tend to believe that this is going to take some time, right? At least until year 2.
But isn't part of the reason why Bill is such a
Do you think, all right, hang on. Let me butt in real quick. So you think the selling point was, hey, I'm going to turn this thing around quick.
Yeah,
I'm going to be able to win now.
Finding talent that's not expensive, right? So finding the diamonds in the rough, isn't that the Patriot way where Chris Hogan is catching touchdowns in the Super Bowl?
All right, but I made the argument yesterday, as you guys remember, none of those diamonds in the rough that he found worked since Brady left. Those were bad teams, bad draft picks. A lot of those
draft, but winning with him.
I mean, guys, he's drafting N'Keal Harry in the first round, who's not even in the league anymore. So, that's why I was nonetheless questioning if he could figure out recruiting and if, quote unquote, kids would even be willing to listen to Belichick, a 72-year-old who's kind of out of touch.
If they're not going to listen, every person in America, non-football and football, knows that Bill Belichick is a no BS coach. If you're a player like that, and there are players like that, you know that you cannot short-sight him because he has seen everything, he has done everything. He is the ultimate pedigree in the locker room. They're going to respect him. They're going to play hard for him. And if they don't want to deal it, don't let the door hit you in the rear end on the way out.
And the group chat that I always get baited in. One of my best friends says, Riz, agree, not sure his method's going to work on these college kids. Guess we'll see. Can't believe an old man like him wants to recruit and do the whole NIL stuff.
But I think the system that he creates is a developmental system that will lead to success, not the I need $20 million to build a roster.
Christian, to your point too, Colin, he did more in the NFL as a GM and a head coach than he's probably going to do at UNC, right?
As a GM and head
coach, unless he coaches till 104.
But no, guys, it was a tougher task.
Well, more responsibilities.
He had more responsibilities in the NFL compared to the responsibilities he's going to have in college.
Well, he's going to be the king of the castle. It's not going to be Bill Belichick, in his Nantucket home selecting draft picks. It's being reported by The Athletic that Bill Belichick's deal with UNC is expected to be a 3-year, $30 million contract. So $10 million a year, which is top 10 money, and but only 3 years, which is probably part of it. He's like, I'll be here for 3, and then get Steve prepared, and then after 3, Steve Belichick, his son, will step into that role.
Colin says it all the time. This is a coach's sport. Does Belichick immediately become, and obviously we got to see success, but does Belichick immediately become the, household coach that really all we have right now is Kirby Smart? And Dabo, with all due, I know I just disrespected Dabo there. Dabo and Kirby are the two, historical coaches in the sport right now. I think Belichick slides right in there too. It's 3.
I mean, Mac Brown was just in that job. He's known as a top maybe 5 coach.
I'm the one who wanted justice for Mac Brown a few days ago and never received any. Hence the question I asked: if Mac Brown can't do it, how can Belichick do it?
I also think this is a
Belichick's
retirement
better
job.
coach than Brown.
Okay.
It's a retirement job. I don't see the NFL after this. 3
You think
years.
so?
Yes, this is getting Steve
He'll
ready.
definitely try. He'll definitely try to go to the NFL.
76-year-old Bill Belichick. I don't see a team doing that.
Maybe and just
Old, I agree. It's weird. Maybe he's just foregoing it, and maybe to him, instead of getting the wins record, succeeding at college is more of a legacy bolster in his head. Then everybody knows he's a better coach than Shula because he succeeded more and won more Super Bowls.
And Colin, Bill knows a lot of people in the NFL, as we know. Maybe he's talked to his sources and say, hey, man, there's really no avenue for you back to the league.
Because I personally just don't, right now, today, I do not see that. I don't see the NFL collectively telling him this is just not going to work out for you because it's Bill Belichick. Now, I don't know if this is a personal decision, but it's a fascinating one at that in terms of long-term where he views himself. I got to assume you're 14 wins away. Dude, you're three seasons of coaching.
It's like that Bernie Mac movie where
Mr. 3000.
Yes. How many hits do you need? Like 5?
Great movie.
Because they changed the rules or whatever.
Yeah, and then remember he sacrifices his hit to win the pennant and go. Yeah, great movie.
Spoiler.
Great movie.
I didn't watch the movie.
Spoiler. It's like from 2002.
But it will remain to be seen. We'll see what Belichick says to the media first chance he gets. But he's the official head coach of University of North Carolina. 3 years, $30 million being reported by The Athletic. That is the compensation and time period that he will be the head coach. 72-year-old Belichick to college. It's been a Wednesday edition of Russo and Rizzo. Sending you off. We'll be back Hurricane Grill tomorrow on remote 4 to 6 then. See you then. ESPN 106.3.
ESPN West Palm is highlighting the best performance
Did you get my
of the week.
Belichick joke?
Presented by Baptist
Or do you
Health
think I was
Orthopedic
correcting
Care.
how you said
Every
Belichick?
week, a different team will be
You
featured
said,
across
is he gonna get a
ESPN
blank check?
106.3
I said, no, he's
and
gonna get a
ESPN
Belichick.
West Palm Play. The winning
Okay, just
performance
making sure.
receives
Well, that was a great joke.
$500
They did not get the
courtesy
play I
of
thought it
Baptist
deserved.
Health Orthopedic Care. Do you know a team, player, or school